Hi, everybody. Back after 1 week. Well, before it was every day, but now it's every week. Who knows? Maybe in the future it's gonna be like I don't know, maybe once a month or maybe once every year. You can never know. Anything can happen. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So it's my turn to carry on with my series. I'm working on something that I've shown, and the people who those few watchers already know about what I'm doing till the moment. I still have so much to add due to personal stuff, things, etc. They make me just uh, come here a little bit late, not in an organized way. But I'm having this thing which I'm taking seriously, and of course I will finish it. It's about articles that I'm bringing from Sky News, things that are related or happen in England. That's what I will be doing in this series till I finish. I made a couple of series before this one. They were completely different. One was about sport, my experiences as a coach, player, etc. And this is the second series that I'm making in English. This one is way different than the previous one, and the previous one was uh, had was of 50 episodes, and I think 50 episodes are a big number. This one is gonna be I don't I think I'm just I have to change a bit because maybe I think it won't be that 50, that very exact number, because normally I should just be a little bit flexible, and I have to just show different ways. I think with maybe 30 will be fine to close one city to start something different, because I really want to show, you know, a, a lot of stuff, a lot of different things, a lot of very different ways of teaching, improving oneself just by yourself. It's very, as I said it sometimes, it's very lucky, and it's a privilege to have somebody to to work with you, to guide you. It really works, but people also can learn by themselves. They can find ways, they can just work, they can ask, they just know there are so many material and tools that we are given. Luckily today we have internet, we have a lot of uh, opportunities, you have a lot of possibilities everywhere. So that's why I should be just maybe cutting a little bit the number, cutting the numbers of those episodes that I'm making in those series. I'm 50. It's like long time, and now as as I said it a number of times, and maybe somebody has heard it. I am just I've already decided that I'm carrying on for some years. In this channel I will be showing up. So if I make like you know a series of 50 episodes, that would be just like a little bit a waste of time, because 50 is a big number, and actually I'm not coming every day like I used to do. I made a series that I was coming every day. I think a couple of times I didn't come like just like every day. I jumped one day or maybe two, I think. But now I'm coming every week, every 10 days, every just when it's possible. So I think there is no need to be coming here, to be making those long series to show up a way of improving or working or just developing a foreign language. So this one will be will end before a little bit. It won't be include or contain the 50 episodes. But by the time or by the day that I will decide to just close a series, I will say it. And of course, the series I will be making will always end up in zero, maybe 20, which is 20, or 30, which will be of course 30. But 50, it's a stupidity, I think, because just I'm showing away, and I think in 30, 20, when I don't know, I think it will be enough just to see exactly the way that I am showing by that moment, or by that city, or the activity, or whatever I bring up to share with the others. And myself as any other learner of foreign languages, so I'm still struggling and carrying on, and still I still stick, to this to this discipline that just allows me to improve myself. It's still difficult for me. I have to be honest about that. It's never easy, but I am just challenging. So I am always here, and I will keep on. I hopefully I will show a lot, during this few years to come, and I am still and I'm on. Of course, I have already started. This is I'm happy that this is my second series. It has nothing to do with the previous one, and it's not gonna finish here with this one. This one is gonna be just like the third and the second in English. So I'm a friend and I'm a mate of those students who study foreign languages, and I'm one of them. Luckily, I can speak, some other foreign languages which are important. Hopefully, I will improve a little bit my French, because it's very important when I have the chance, or when there is like opportunity. I will try, to focus on it and work and stay and stick to it, for a long time, to build up, French, as I would be happy about it. Have some level, still need some time to dedicate, work, fight till I build it up, and till I feel I have enough. I have enough, but I still need, you know, uh, I still need a bit, and I will. I'm not forgetting. I have a lot of things in mind. So when it's the moment, and I'm given the opportunity, and it's the moment, and then of course I will just fulfill that dream that I'm having. But I can speak at least, which is amazing. Well, anyway, I'm coming here, to go on my work. I'm bringing articles. I bring them from Sky News most of the time. I have to confess, Ali, one thing. It's not easy to get, an article which is simple about something like useful, something like, just normal lately, because it's hard to find an article nowadays, these days, in Sky News, or in social media, because there has been a change somewhere in the world, and most of the news are just fucking shit. Sorry for the expression, but it's true. It's hard to find what is appropriate, clean, and useful to share, to discuss, to analyze, to survey, to share with those students, or those learners, or those uh, who have, passion uh, of learning foreign languages. But anyway, so I just have to be, selecting, choosing, observing so much, and then finally I got an article to carry on, with my activity. Okay, I'm bringing from Sky News, as I said before. I'm showing a way of studying by oneself, if somebody doesn't have a teacher or somebody to help them. So this is a way of improving. Just you can do it yourself. And yeah, it's has to do with England. This time is about domestic violence. So uh, women abuse It's so cowardice. I hate it. So I just found this one, and I decided to bring it here to discuss it a bit, to survey it, and then to add an episode to my series or my activity, which is this one, and then see what I'm gonna bring afterwards, because I will need some time to think, and then I say what to bring. 10 minutes and 10 minutes, and well, yeah, I have first paper, the second, the third, and the fourth. Okay, it's about it's about domestic violence. There is just like there is a fist of let's say a man, just trying to abuse a woman, or to violate, or to is ready to pinch, just like it's so hideous, it's so despicable. I hate it. It's so cowardice, because those who pretend to be strong, they have to show it with the strong, not with the weak. But there are still some sick people, and this is a disgrace, and these sort of things are still happening, and we are still having them today. And England, this is about just like trying to to find and improve ways of dealing with domestic violence in England. And I think it's a very important topic, to talk about, because women are our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our daughters. You know, just we are just came out of a woman, and so doesn't have to be inferior anywhere. So, and these are some explained words, vocabulary. Have just 3 words there. So this is how I do my activities. So really clear, and so I'm happy every time I add an episode. I really feel happy, because I like I love it when I am just active, when I am just like working, when I am just progressing, when I am just showing up, when I see improvement. That gives me a big jubilation, really. I feel so energetic and so satisfied, because at least I am sharing something. Don't have a lot of followers or watchers, doesn't matter. I'm happy anyway, because this is in the first place is very good for me. I don't know how many times I will be saying that, but really this is good for me. To vocabulary level, I improve so much. So to a number of things that really develop, reading everything, because before I was just like, yeah, still there, and working, improving, but it was different. But this is this is my classroom, where it's a place where I give a class or a lesson for myself every time. It's every time when it's every time possible, when it's possible. So I come here and I bring something to gift it, to share it, to share it publicly. But the first one who benefits from this is myself. So it does worth it. I will never give it up. Well, the article, I'm just spending so much time talking, and but it's also good. I'm gonna read the text or the article, discuss it a bit, vocabulary, finish as usual, because I decided to make this one like this, and so it's clear. Well, I read the text, all right, or the article, and then I have to step on, because time goes quickly. Well, the text. Well, let me just have a sip there, and that's it. Yes. Police need to change approach to protecting women and girls, Watchdog says. The report suggests the changes need to be made to the way police, civil and criminal courts coordinate their work, so that important information about violent cases do not fall between the gaps. Police forces do not always safeguard women and girls effectively, despite some officers working to protect victims, and a new report by a policing watchdog has found. The report suggested changes need to be made to to the way police, civil, and criminal courts coordinate their work, as the important information about violent cases does not fall between the gaps. The investigation was conducted by the Inspectorate of Constabulary and Fire and Rescue Services, the Independent Office for Police Conduct, and the College of Policing. It was ordered. It was ordered after the Center for Women's Justice filed a super complaint complaint against the police. The charity claimed police forces in England and Wales were failing to use protective measures in cases involving violence against women and girls. While the report found good examples where police were applying such measures along with support from a legal team, it also found evidence that some forces had a lack of understanding about how and when to use or enforce appropriate levels of the measures. This include pre-charge bail conditions, domestic violence protection notices, domestic violence protection orders, and non-molestation orders. This resulted in some women and girls being harmed for less likely to report a crime in the future. The report raised one example involving a drunk man ringing police to say he was at his partner's address and needed to be arrested. Despite the handler logging that the man was subject to pre-charge bail conditions, which would prevent him from contacting his partner or visiting her address, this was not written in the appropriate section, meaning officers were not made aware of the condition. Police attended the address but later left without making an arrest. The man was arrested the following day after he was found on top of the woman and strangling her, saying he was trying to kill her. The Policing and Crime Act 2017 resulted in some unfavorable consequences for victims, according to the report, including bail, and not always being used when appropriate. It was hoped the upcoming police crime sentencing and court bill uh, would change that, and civil recommendations were made. The report concluded that better data collection on the use of protective measures was required to help the police determine which measures are most effective in different situations. Zoe Billingham, Her Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary, said the police had made vast improvements over the past decade in how they respond to crimes. But she said on some occasions officers were unaware of the powers available to them, or the processes were confusing, leading to women and girls being harmed. She said, "We thank the Center for Women's Justice for submitting this super complaint, ultimately making sure women and girls are properly protected is not a matter for the police alone. A joined up approach across the police, government, criminal justice system, and victim support organization organizations is urgently needed so that victims do not fall between the gaps. Noah Offer, solicitor at Center for Women's Justice, said, passing yet more legis, legislation, legislation won't change women's experiences if powers are not being used. This, the super complaints recommendations are welcome. However, they do not get to grips with with severity of the problem or go far enough to ensure that police forces make real change in practice. Some recommendations require improved data gathering until chief constables in general terms to prioritize and monitor use of orders, but there is a lack of specifics and no discussion of under resourcing, which is the elephant in the room. We fear that in 5 years' time, the situation will not be much different to today. That's the text or the article. Well, I I'm not good at reading. I have to confess that. That's why I decided, to do this, to 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 work on this activity. Well, it's you can see there like a woman, and this is like the fist of a man trying, ready to punch. So miserable. Can't be. It can't be just. It can be worse, really. Well, I'm just like I see this article which is about domestic violence in England. So England is doing very well because they wanna protect, girls and women from the domestic violence. That they are facing and in their society, and this is for sure that's worth change, and that's what they are trying to do, to find like better ways, just to think about have just just they are accepting recommendations, everything that will be just like constructive, to just to deal with this, so to reduce domestic violence in England or the UK. And they accept this sort of things. They consider it like a big problem, and the just like the powers that police are given sometimes are confusing, sometimes are not enough, and just they really want to just collaborate with other, you know, with civil and with government to just find better ways and better solutions to just to reduce domestic violence. This is like this is such a really really interesting topic, because domestic violence even in some developed countries is still like exist. It's a disgrace, it's a shame, but women should be protected, girls as well, but the women also have to know, to be aware, and to just to to be responsible, just like have the chance, and you're lucky that government, police, society to pretend and fight to protect them, and also they have to protect, just when it's up to them, they have to be protective themselves to men, and to just like the way they protect them, they have to protect, they have to be I mean just like sensible, coherent, and responsible, of course. Well, so the article is about just finding new ways to just to to deal with domestic violence in the UK, which I find just really just a very good topic. I read the text. I don't know what to bring here, because well, let me find if I find something like just to discuss, because these include pre-bail conditions, domestic violence, and non-molestation. There is- This resulted in some women and girls being harmed or likely. Yeah, there were some ways they have something just like police take to the practice. Sometimes it's just like they don't understand the situation, or they behave in some way which ends up like just a mistake because they don't deal with it, and something disgraceful maybe happens. And this is just a yeah this is not an easy task. Yeah, it's complicated everywhere, and in some places in the world, women, sorry for them. But I'm talking about this is article is about England, okay, which is a different completely a different story. England is great, everybody knows it. Despite the call handler login, that woman was subjected to conditions which would prevent him from constating his just partner strangling. Yeah, it's about domestic violence that is practiced on women in England. They're trying to find like more effective ways to to stop it, to prevent women suffering just this sort of abuses, just to protect them from traumas, from um, just to protect them, just to give them the protection that they deserve. And that's why they're just discussing this, they taking it seriously, and they want to find better ways to just to deal to deal and with this domestic violence, to reduce it at least, or or stop it completely. And but there is another thing. All these plans and all these uh, constructive ideas that they're having and plans, they are still afraid if in 5 years time the situation won't be better than today. It's still like yeah, they're working on it, but they're still worried if the the coming change won't work out that much, and in maybe in 5 years there will be no a clear result when it comes to domestic violence. They want to reduce it or prevent it, but who knows? Hopefully it will work, because I'm standing with the weak, with the weak, not with the with the strong also, but in a reasonable way. Well, I have three words, which is vocabulary: to strangle, just to make somebody breathless, just somebody have difficulty to breathe, to strangulate, uh, to choke, to throttle. Just like if I just if I press here, strongly, I may get so strangled. It will be hard for me to breathe. That's what to strangle means. Just to strangle someone, just to leave them with difficulty to breathe. So you have to let them go in order to be able to breathe, of course. And the second word is officers. Officers means police, policemen, cops, policemen, a policeman, police, officer, uh, policemen, or cops. Everywhere there you have, every country have policemen dealing with crimes, with drugs, with everything that is just like out of order, which is considered like crime. So police have authority and the right to intervene and to deal with it in a way that is just like coherent and correct to deal with the situation, or a person, or a problem, whatever. So domestic violence, the third word domestic violence is violence against women. So this article is about domestic violence in England, in the UK. They want to find, solutions to reduce domestic violence or deal with it in the UK, England, or in the United Kingdom. So domestic violence is a big problem. Is the violence against women, abusing women, just harming women, or just yeah, this sort of thing. So that's domestic violence when it comes to couple or marriage of woman and a man. So if a husband, abuses or just you know treats badly his wife or his girlfriend, so that's domestic violence. So the article I brought today is about domestic violence. Well, I'm happy I came, so I will come again when there is time. Hopefully, I won't take that long, but it happens to me. But anyways, I have I wanna just care about other things. I wanna be relaxed, and of course I will be coming when there is time, when there is an article. As I said lately, news is shitty, not interesting. It's all about what. My goodness. Anyway, so anytime I find a beautiful article, I come here to share it with those very few watchers or those few followers. My intention is to show up to a bit to the people who learn foreign languages. I am showing up in English, and I will carry on for a period of time, and this is it. So I have to stop it here. Bye bye. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.